Coming up tonight on YCN News, Claremont, New Hampshire City Council decides to ban smoking in 4 public parks in the city. The national champions from Mascoma Valley Regional High School talk about Life Smarts competitions. And Brattleboro town leaders are rethinking spending $14.1 million on a new police and fire facility. For more news, weather, and sports, it's time for YCN, your local view.
Now, your daily digest of the Dartmouth Lake Sunapee region, southern Vermont, and Windsor County. News, sports, weather, and all that is happening in our area. The news on YCN, your local view.
Good evening, and welcome to this Thursday edition of YCN News. I'm Rose Spillman. Standing up for public health and showing leadership may have influenced Claremont City Council's decision Wednesday night to ban smoking in 4 public parks in the city: Barnes, Monadnock, Veterans, and a portion of Broad Street Park where the farmers market will soon be held. Smoking will not be allowed. Discussion about trying to enforce a 100% ban on smoking in all of the city's public parks lasted nearly an hour. Attorney Jim Feline, a member of the city's Park and Recreation Board, wanted a total smoking ban, yet Valley Regional Hospital CEO Peter Wright advised the councilors that taking a first step to move the city forward to a healthier lifestyle is the way to begin. Wright agreed with Claremont Police Chief Alex Scott to take these small steps, which is why the ban begins at public parks near playgrounds. City Solicitor Jane Taylor will draft an ordinance on the parks, which will be later enacted into law by the council. This week, I visited the Mascoma Valley Regional High School in Canaan, New Hampshire, to meet some local celebrities. The school's Life Smarts team, coached by Sean Joyce, was recently awarded the national championship. The team consists of 4 students who have been competing together for several years. I met with 3 of the team members to learn more about their award and the Life Smarts competitions. Tell me a little bit about what Life Smarts is.
Life Smarts is a quiz bowl style competition where students buzz in to answer questions. There's 5 categories of questions, and you're expected to know the material from those categories. The categories are personal finance, health and safety, technology, consumer rights, and environment. And usually the teams are 5 members, and some teams have each member specialize in a category, or some teams, like our team, everyone learns all the general knowledge. The national program is sponsored by the National Consumer League, and our state program is sponsored by Jumpstart, which is run by Ms. Belanger and Mr. Hebert, who have helped us over the years to get to nationals and help finance all this so that we can do it and don't have to work too hard to try and do fundraising.
Tell me about this trophy that you have here.
The trophy is the prize, one of the prizes that we won for winning nationals this year when we received first place down in Orlando, Florida. This is the 20th year that the Life Smarts program has existed. Nationally, it's been 20 years. Our school has participated for 11 years now. We've brought home 1 second-place trophy for states and 1 first-place trophy for states, and this is the first time we've ever won nationals first place. We qualified for nationals at a state competition that we have to attend every year. We take a qualifier online, and then if we do well enough on that, then we go to a state competition where you have to receive first place to attend nationals. Once you qualify for nationals here, there's 8 competitions that would dictate how you ended up in the final rounds. And the first one was an online qualifier that placed all the teams and ranked them out of the 34. And that put us in 14th. And then we did 2 challenges the first day. One of them was a sister team activity where you were partnered up with another national team. We probably made friends that we'll keep in touch with for a while.
How has Life Smarts helped you personally?
It gives you a lot of information about scams that you want to avoid, whether it be college application scams or something of that nature.
One of the focuses this year was on scholarship scams, and I myself, as a senior, was looking for scholarships for college, and I actually noticed a scam that I probably would have fallen victim to had I not had the previous knowledge.
What does the acronym FDIC stand for?
The Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation.
After you complete your tax return, you may find you are owed money. This is your
tax refund.
Life Smarts provides these students with a valuable wealth of knowledge to prepare them for the real world. What many of us don't learn until we are out on our own, these high school students are mastering in the trivia competitions. Congratulations to the team on their many successes. Yesterday, the Lake Sunapee Region VNA and Hospice held its 15th annual Women Who Make a Difference luncheon at Colby Sawyer College in New London. YCN's Ann Holmes attended and spoke with the winner of the awards, Gladys Smith. Let's hear from her now.
I'm here with Gladys Smith, who is the 2014 recipient of the Women Who Make a Difference Award from the Lake Sunapee Region VNA. And Gladys, congratulations.
Thank you very much. I don't know what I did to deserve it, but thank you.
Well, you have so many friends in this room and so many organizations that you have worked for many, many years. Tell us about your work at Colby Sawyer.
Oh, heavens, that was 20 years worth of work, and most of it was fun. It didn't really seem like a job, so I enjoyed every minute of it. And that's about as much as I can say.
And what about your volunteer work in the community? Tell us a little bit. You volunteered for New London Hospital.
Yeah. Years and years ago, I was working with Betty Brown, and I did a lot of work for the trustees, but it got to be that I had worked for trustees at the college for so long that working for trustees at the hospital got to be a little bit more than I wanted to do.
Yeah, forget those trustees. You had other things to do.
Yeah.
And now you've been you've done some volunteer work with the VNA as well. Yes. What do you do for them?
Mostly I do recycling of forms, making up some files of life, doing folders, just stuff that the technician shouldn't spend time doing. You know, it's incidental stuff.
Well, congratulations, Gladys.
Thank you. I still don't know what I did to deserve it.
A very humble Gladys Smith.
Thanks, Ann. And congratulations to the VNA and Hospice for putting on a successful event recognizing women locally. Welcome back to YCN News. I'm Rose Spillman. In other New Hampshire news, New London Town Meeting was held Wednesday. Residents who are registered to vote approved an $8 million operating budget. It is too soon to know if property taxes will raise or fall based on the budget approval. State revenue officials set the town's tax rate usually in November. Here with the results of several warrant articles is YCN's Laura James.
It's town meeting night in New London, and tonight a lot of warrant articles being voted on. Of course, the town budget and some other interesting articles as well. A proposal for whether or not they should study single-stream recycling. A vote on the Recreation Department, as well as whether or not to move town meeting to the month of March. We decided to stop by and take a look at what's going on at New London's annual town meeting.
Well, for me, it allows me to come in and kind of see what everybody's thinking in the community. We are a regional chamber, so we're not just focused on New London, but we do have such a large population of businesses that are involved from the town.
And clearly it's important for businesses to know what's going on in the town, to be voting on the budget and understanding what's coming up for the coming year.
Absolutely, both independently as residents and as business owners, yes.
Scott Blewett is the Recreation Director in the town of New London. And Scott, big night for you tonight?
Yeah, I love the democratic process when people come out and participate in an old-fashioned town meeting. So this is wonderful, and there's a lot of people here with their families, their younger kids. Get them involved at an early age and really have a vote and a say in their community.
Now, one of the issues on the docket later in the night is to vote on moving town meeting to March. Any thoughts on that?
You know, I'm a big advocate of a March town meeting just because it's kind of winter. When spring comes, you know, like now, get it out of the way. Get it done in March. It's between seasons, so young families, you know, the end of basketball, beginning of spring, and it's a better time. I think it's a better time for all.
Okay, Scott, I need you to tell me, why is it important for people to come tonight?
You have a voice. This is your money. If you don't vote, you don't count. So get involved. Get involved with the whole process. If you can't get and dedicate the time, at least come to town meeting, bring your children, and vote.
Reporting from New London, New Hampshire, I'm Laura James at Town Meeting. Back to the studio.
Turning to Vermont, Brattleboro town leaders are rethinking spending $14.1 million on a new police and fire facility, the Brattleboro Reformer reports. How to pay for the new building without boosting the taxes is the reason for the Select Board's decision Tuesday night to halt action on the project. Earlier during Tuesday's meeting, design decisions to the proposed structure were made, reducing its cost to about $11 million. Even so, with the fiscal year 2015 budget not yet approved, other budget cuts from other town departments continue to be made. A June 2nd meeting will determine if a lower operating budget will meet voters' approval.
The good folks at H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating Oils want you to know that their philosophy is simple. Wow 'em with our service. Their experts provide complete heating systems, air conditioning, and hot water heater installations at a fair price. They're specialists in radiant in-floor and hydro air systems. Building a new home or just replacing an old system, call for an estimate.
Wow 'em with service. It's the H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating Oils way of doing business.
Welcome back to YCN News. I'm Rose Spillman. Now Matt McDonald will have a look at our weather for the next few days and then move on to high school sports.
Thanks, Rose. Today we've got a 20% chance of showers before 4 p.m. Skies are cloudy with a high of 73 degrees and winds up to gusts of 20 miles per hour. Tonight we have a 30% chance of scattered showers after 1 a.m. Lows will be in the 60s with winds around 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow we'll have a 60% chance of showers after 4 p.m. Highs will be in the 70s with winds ranging between 10 and 15 miles per hour. Friday night we'll have a 90% chance of rain with lows in the 50s and winds around 10 miles per hour. Saturday we have a 90% chance of rain with highs in the 60s and winds between 5 and 10 miles per hour. Saturday night will cool down to a low of 49 degrees with a 40% chance of precipitation. Here's a glimpse of the weather from our northeastern and national radar maps. You can see we've got some rain coming our way on the map. Now let's see what's coming up on our community calendar. Tomorrow in New Hampshire, the Claremont Opera House is showing The Winter's Tale at 7 p.m. The Sunapee Methodist Church will be holding a coffee house at 7 p.m. On Saturday in Newport, the Library Arts Center is holding a juried regional art exhibition. Remember, you can submit local events from your community by sending them to news@ycnnow.com. And now it's time for the highlights of YCN's new Game of the Week. It was a sunny afternoon, perfect weather for Woodstock and Brattleboro to compete. Just 30 seconds into the game, Woodstock senior Annie Arthur puts this left-handed shot past the Brattleboro goalie to put the Wasps up 1-0. The Colonels would tie the game with this nice move and shot by Hannah Lind. Later in the first half, number 5 Lizzie Clark feeds number 12 Avi LaSure in front for this nice quick stick goal. Late in the first half, Arthur cuts the Brattleboro lead to 6-4 with this pretty dodge and finish. After the short pass by Anna Gagnon-Birch, Lizzie Clark scores on this highlight reel backhand shot. Woodstock goalie Meg Dalton makes a great save on a free shot by Clark to keep Woodstock in the game. Brattleboro went on to win 10-5 to improve 6-2 on the season. The Colonels will next host East Longmeadow on Friday. Woodstock drops to 1-5 and will travel to Mount Anthony also on Friday. The undefeated Woodstock Wasps took on a strong Pulteney squad on Wednesday. Senior pitcher Zach Cole gets the final batter to line out to shortstop for a 14-3 complete game victory. The senior pitcher recorded 8 strikeouts during the game and hit 2 doubles to power the Wasps' offensive. Dougie Avellino, Matt Poljasic, and Connor Joyce all had 2 hits in the game. Woodstock travels to Leland and Gray on Saturday to try to improve to 10 wins and no losses on the season. Yesterday, Stevens High School trounced Mascoma High School in a shutout game. The Stevens Cardinals played hard and kept the Royals at bay. By the end of the game, Mascoma was defeated in a final score of 8-0. Mascoma will go on to play Winnisquam on Friday, while Stevens will face Hanover on Saturday. At the same time, the Mascoma Royals battled with Stevens in girls softball. After competitive play by both teams, the Stevens Cardinals outscored Mascoma 18-2. Stevens High School will play their next game on Saturday. The opponent is Hanover High School. Mascoma's next game will be Friday against Winnisquam.